Sorry for being late, guys. What did I miss?
You missed the intro.
What intro?
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. I feel commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you.
Cats. They are everywhere. I can't even have a decent meal without having them thrown it for me. I mean, look at them. All that dirty paw here and there, that filthy body. How can anyone stand having them in our campus at all?
Actually, more people than you realize. In fact, according to our recent survey of 149 students and staff, as high as 64% of them don't mind sharing spaces with cats at all.
Well, that's just their opinion. I'm entitled to have my own opinion too. I mean, your statistics can only prove that they don't mind having them around on campus. That does not mean that they are okay or they even like those filthy little creatures.
Wrong again, I'm afraid. Only 1 out of 5 people from our survey have the same opinion as you do.
See, they do agree with me on that. And you know what else they'll have in common with me? The silly notion of cats being adorable. I mean, look at that. What part of that is cute?
Oh no, I didn't want to burst your bubble, but only 14% of respondents find them as annoying as you think. So, what else have you got in mind?
You can carry on coding your survey all you want. No one can deny that these cats are health hazards to us.
Too bad for you, because we have proof to show
She
that
is right, and not only her. As much as 3 of 5 people have the same concern. Of course, this doesn't exactly justify your repulsive attitude towards our fly friend.
Sure it does. With them being a threat to our health, even more so to our food. How else can I find any reason not to get rid of them as soon as possible?
Hold on, you do know that your opinion does not represent all the students and staff in our university, right? I mean, sure, most people from our survey are concerned about their hygiene, and the number of people willing to feed them are split into approximately 50 to 50.
Still, the people have spoken loud and clear when it comes to animal rights. It is obvious that they are all for it. 76% of them to be exact.
No way.
Yes way. Also, our survey has shown that 3 out of 5 students and staff allow cats to run free in our campus. As much as 73% of them would protect our cats from getting bullied. Most importantly, 1 out of 2 people are willing to provide these cats medical attention if possible.
Just admit it, the people that share your anti-sentiment towards cats is just a minority.
Whatever, I'm out of here. Finally, some peace and quiet.
Hey Laurie.
Hey, what's up? Just waiting for my lunch. Getting away from some imbeciles.
What happened?
Those cat lovers are out of their mind. Everyone knows how dangerous cats are to our health and hygiene, right?
Actually, that's not exactly true. Owned cats without good care are as equally dangerous as stray cats. So on the contrary, Based on the condition of stray cats in our campus, they are as safe to us as they can be.
Really?
Yeah, of course. There are cases where zoonosis happens, but it's quite rare.
Zoonosis? Wait, who are you?
That's not the point. Zoonosis is when a disease is transmittable between humans and animals, and in this case, cats.
What? Calm down. It's not as scary as it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, there is toxoplasmosis, where a parasite called Toxoplasma gondii infects all warm-blooded animals.
Again, what?
I think you are making it scarier for her.
Alright, let me clarify this. A vast majority of people infected with this organism experience no clinical disease at all, probably just show a mild transient flu-like signs, so no worries.
Right.
What we are trying to point out is that aside from the fleas, mites, and occasional zoonotic, there's nothing to be concerned of.
You do know you two are nowhere on convincing me how safe these cats are, right? And even if you're right, and I'm just being paranoid, how can anyone be sure that they won't start taking over our cafeteria with their hungry eyes and claws?
I don't think that's possible in any universe. But on that note, cats are generally not aggressive, even when it comes to stray cats, you know? Think about it. If you have no intention of harming them, why would they even want to attack you in the first place?
To hunt down my food?
As much as they love your food, they love their own safety even more. You have to remember that cats are afraid of you more than you are of them.
I never really thought about it that way.
Well, you do now.
Guess so. Hey man, you feeding the cat again?
Yep. Aren't they adorable?
Yeah, maybe to you. Is that why you're always feeding them?
Yeah, that's why. Not because they're hungry, but because they're too cute to die from starvation.
Sorry, but honestly, have you ever tried not feeding them instead? I mean, those stray cats might not stay if there's no one feeding them.
I highly doubt that. Even if there's no one here to feed them, they are still here to stay, simply because they are part of the ecosystem of this area.
Alright, you people need to stop jumping into my conversation like this.
Apologize on that. You have to understand that you are not the only one living in this particular environment. These stray cats probably existed here long before you came along.
So?
So that means the idea of getting rid of them from our campus is just ridiculous.
Are you really suggesting that we are to allow those cats to just flourish as much as they want?
Of course not. Cats generally give birth about 3 litters of kittens per year, which 4 to 5 kittens per litter, making it around 15 kittens per year.
That's why the best way to maintain the balance of our ecosystem for both cats and us is to execute TNR.
TNR?
Trap.
Neuter. Release! First, we capture them.
Then we neuter them to ensure that they will no longer be able to produce.
Finally, we release them back to where they belong. In this case, our campus. Or, better yet, have them adopted by someone else who's willing to take care of them.
With TNR, we will be able to control the number of stray cats we have in campus, both effectively and humanly.
Right. According to both of you, cat lovers. Why should I even take your word for it?
You don't have to. Just take a look at our project called The Humane and Compassionate Management of Strays by University of Malaya.
And if there's not enough to convince you, some students from East China Normal University have even made a university ID card for those stray cats in campus to keep track of them.
Fine. Even if you're right about TNR, who's actually willing to spend time and money to start this project in our campus?
Surprisingly, about 66% of our survey respondents supported the idea of having a student-based organization to be in charge of the welfare of these stray cats.
See, I told you this was a good idea.
Can't really argue with those figures. Though I still have no idea which survey all of you have been quoting from today.
You must have missed it when we were conducting it.
I guess so. This does seem like a better long-term solution for all the stray cats here. But are you guys really sure it's going to be safer for us at the same time?
So as long as these stray cats went through TNR, as well as vaccination and deworming from time to time.
They are as safe as any home-owned cats can possibly be. Maybe even happier with the space that they get to enjoy.
As a freshman in Xiamen University Malaysia, I have noticed that there are many cats in our school. I think it's a symbol of our campus. After I noticed that there are much more cats in our campus, I have a doubt why the cats reduce. So I want to get some information about cats in our school. So I want to choose this topic in the first place. What's more, I found that, except some students, there are no one to care for cats. So the cats are also hungry and they went to canteen to ask for some food. So I think it is necessary for us to do some measures to care the cats.
In our campus, there are many stray cats. They are very cute, but we saw those stray cats are treated wrongly. They were abandoned outside the campus, and some students don't know how to treat cats properly. So we want to do some research on this topic to let people learn more about cats.
In this topic, we discuss and choose by Ursula, our teammate. And the cat is cute, so I choose the topic.
When we started this project, our lecturer wanted us to find a topic that is relatable to all the students in the class. So the first thing that actually came to my mind was cats. Because if you're a member in our campus, cats are everywhere. You really can't miss them. So I and my team, we wanted to find out what was the reception of cats in our campus. It doesn't really matter if you're a student or staff, but we just wanted to know how you feel about this issue. So that was the first reason. Now the second reason was cats are also another living thing. We need to respect their rights as well. So I think that by not addressing this issue is actually disrespecting that right. So that was my second reason to do so. And the final reason was, even though I do respect their rights, but by just letting them flourishing like this and overpopulating the school with their kittens is very irresponsible, both for us and also for them. So my third reason was to actually find a long-term solution on how to handle and how to keep those stray cats in control. That means we get to have the best of both worlds, with them enjoying the space, with us being able to handle them and enjoy their presence as well.
I didn't mind what the topic is, but I'm willing to learn something new. This issue is quite close to our students in Xiamen University campus, so I think it's an opportunity to find out that what opinions of students and the staff towards this issue. Moreover, I'm one of the cat lovers, although I'm rarely feed the cat.
Well, as a dog lover previously, I used to dislike cats. So when my teammates decided to do on the title about cats, I was willing to get out of my comfort zone and try to do some research on why people dislike cats so that I can try and relate. And another reason I decided to do on cats because there are many cats in this campus, especially when eating in the canteen. Because while eating in the canteen, there will be cats that will be jumping up on the tables, and I would like to find out why they do specific things in other manners.
I've heard that our university management tried to get rid of the cats in our campus. So when we had our very first discussion on the selection of the topics, our group leader mentioned this issue, and I think it is worth it to do so. So this topic is closely related to all members in our school, so I think I'll take my time to do research on it.
In this project, the part I did is analyze the data. Maybe I have never done this before, but I think through this, I have learned some skills about it. What's more, in my group, all my friends are better than me in speech. I have also learned about some speech skills from them and improve myself.
I learned a lot from this project. The first one is teamwork. During the project, we help each other. I think it's important for us to cooperate in order to do this project successfully. Second, I improve my English. I feel more confident in speaking English. Third, I learned more about the cat. I also did something wrong before, but now I know how to treat cats properly.
I learned how to first I learned how to wake up in the morning. Second, I learned how to speak English properly. And the third thing is I learned about the general rules about taking care of cats.
I think the most important point that I've learned is that cats are here to stay, whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not. So I think that is the one point that I want to tell everybody, that it doesn't really matter if we existed or not in this area. They have existed a long time before we did. So it is time to accept that they will be here to stay and start figuring out how we can live harmoniously together, which brings me to my second point. After we did our survey, a lot of people do respect animal rights. They do know that they are living creatures and that we need to respect them as much as we respect our own kind, but they have their own concerns as well, and their concerns were actually, well, some of them were legitimate, others were just nonsense. Well, some of the more legitimate reasons was that the issue of hygiene. So when it comes to hygiene, what I have learned through my interview with the vet was that yes, they do have fleas, they do have mites, but if you're talking about diseases that will be spreading from cats to animals, then the chances are highly unlikely. So that is not something that you need to worry about. As for fleas and mites, if you take them to deworm, if you deflea them, it's gonna be alright. It's nothing big at all. And I do believe that we have already explained this in our video, but I'd just like to tell you this again. As for my last point, is that the long-term solution that we found most valuable through this journey is TNR. To recap, trap, neuter, release. Personally, after going through the interview with the vet and doing our own research, we do believe that if we want to make this work out, we need to have TNR. And aside from that, we need a student-based organization to be in charge of this. And after our survey, even though it was only 149 responses, but I can see that if this could represent the entire school, then the number of people willing to do this is actually a majority. And so I hope that we could actually make something useful from this video, from the things that we did.
What I learned throughout this project is different cats do different things for different reasons. For example, why do cats make noise at night? And also, why do cats like to jump on tables asking for food? And another thing that I learned is patience. Throughout the video shoot of the project, I have learned to use my time wisely and take time to know the angles and know when is the best time to shoot videos.
I'm the one who drives my teammates to the wedding room. Through this interview, I learned mostly it's about the medical knowledge and also the way how the organization and the management from the authorities towards this in our country, Malaysia. So especially in the solution about how to settle this overpopulated cats. So I found that in China there is organization or the society that's willing to keep the cats and manage them. So this is what impressed me.
Before we started to do this video, I've searched the information about facts and myths of the cats, and surprisingly we found that not only stray cats can transmit the disease to humans but all types of cats. So the hygiene problem that most of our survey respondents concerned is not as scary as they thought. We also found that the overpopulation problem of the stray cats in our campus cannot be totally get rid of by dumping them in the wild. So we can find a better way to solve this problem.
First, I want to know more about the information about cats in our campus. Second, because I have never got touch with cats, so when cats close me, I will feel frightened. And through this, I think I will change my feeling for cats. Last, this is my first English speech video in my life. I think I can learn much skills through this.
Our goal is to find a proper way to deal with those stray cats in our campus and let people learn more about cats. That's all we want to do.
I hope that everyone in this university can take care more on the cats, and the people that don't like the cat, they can understand more about the cats, because cats is also a life, so don't bully the cat, okay? And hope the school management can learn more about this in this video and not to simply throw the cats outside the campus. Not that good to the cats and our university.
For me, just 3 simple points. First, to separate the myths from the facts. Things that you're afraid about cats, things that you're concerned of. We hope that through this video you would understand what are the things that you should be concerned of, what are the solutions, and what are things that are only in your imagination. I think that is first the most important point that I have. And the second thing that I hope for is that through this you would understand that TNR and having students grouping together to take care of them will be the long-term solution. And this is not only for students, but more importantly for the staff and the management. If you are watching this video right now, I do hope that through our video it will give you valuable feedback on how students and staff are treating this issue, or what are their views upon this, and that we strongly suggest you to use TNR to set up a student-based organization, because we can work this out together. You don't have to do it alone. It doesn't have to be a solo act. And last point is that we hope to just send out a simple message that the cats are here to stay. So why don't we all just live peacefully together, enjoy each other's presence, and make the best out of it.
Through this project, I really sincerely hope that the issue about the cats will be under control and minimized in our campus. Of course, in the proper and comfortable way. If we would have the opportunity to set up an organization or something like society to manage this cat, I will willing to offer my knowledge that I learned from this lesson.
I hope that people would change their mindset about cats. Many people, they dislike cats because some cats do certain things. Just because some people don't like it does not mean other people don't like it too. Some cats, they crawl on people's legs to show love. Some people might not like it, but some people, they understand and they accept the fact that cats do that because cats want to show love.
I hope that through this video, our university management can find a better solution to control or to handle the overpopulation problem of the stray cats in our campus. And then lastly, the message I would like to convey through this video is we are all sharing the same space. So a little tolerance can go a long way.
Too bad for you, because we have proof to show that
She's right, and not just her, but as much as 3 out of 5 survey respondents.
Respondent, why would they even want to attack you in the first place?
To hunt down my food.
As long sorry.
Okay, comes in. Why did you choose this topic in the first place?
The hygiene problem that the survey respondents, the hygiene problem， 等一下，看一下，我的 point 有点重复了。
As a freshman in Xiamen University, because I have never gone through.
So I would like to have this. 我一直盯着你。
Well, I am hoping that people can understand that cats.
I hope you enjoy our video, and if you have any comments, leave it down below.